let's give you a refresher.
Welcome back, Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of stuff like that I was writing down, and it's stuff that you and I have like talked about over the last couple of weeks. But
Yeah.
just like a warning for anybody that's gonna stick through, like we're gonna talk presidential debate yesterday. I watched today. I wish that I had not, and I was wondering why I don't watch it. We were talking mom talk because apparently the only moms on TikTok are a group of very, very pretty, privileged white women and then like, you know, but
Mormon white women.
Mormon women from the only mom. The rest of us are hideous trolls and we don't deserve any kind of attention, obviously, right? That's how they act. They're like, oh my gosh.
that was perfect.
So, and then we were going to talk Scott Peterson. Did you watch the one from his point of view? Like you did. I never got around to watching it. I just saw one that was on Netflix, basically.
Yeah, I did end up watching. I was, and I'm even more convinced now. And you know what? I think that his sister-in-law has got a little crushy poo on him. And that's why, like, you know how he's got all these, like, women that there's, like, they believe he's innocent and they're, like, all writing him letters in jail. I think that she has a thing for him and that's why she's trying to get him out.
He literally got a law degree, so that was his case. I'm like, but it's that whole, like, Ted Bundy got married, got a girl pregnant while in jail. Like, it's that, like, and you know, women work, right? So they're like, probably like, oh, we can change him.
Yeah.
So you're the next that you're chopped up and thrown in, like, the bay.
Yeah. Oh, but he seemed like such a nice guy. They all do.
He wasn't like that at all when I first met him. Yeah, nobody's crazy and mean when you first meet them.
That's how they get you.
That is how that's what a narcissist is. Like, a narcissist is always super, super charming.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, like, their true colors come out. And then you're like, oh, like, you are a piece of shit.
Absolutely. But they're also very capable of, like, manipulating, like, law enforcement and lawyers and, you know, like, the general public. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't understand that whole, because I was listening to, like, a podcast they called The First Degree, and it's like a true crime podcast, and it was completely like some Virginia, like, redneck bullshit where the woman that unfortunately she's disappeared, like, her case is unsolved, but it was like her husband and her got together when she was, like, in high school, and then they get older, have kids. She's 22, she disappears after he cheats on her with her cousin. And, like,
ew.
First Degree, they, like, it's somebody that, like, knows the person or went to school with the person or whatever, and it was like the woman's sister. And she's like, you know, like, I looked at this man as like a father figure, and then my cousin, and then she's like, it would just piss me off because her kids would be calling her mom, and I'm like, that's not your mom, baby girl, that's your cousin,
right?
And I know it's inappropriate because it's like a murder podcast, but I'm like, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, I saw a short the other day that it was a girl that I didn't go and, like, dig up the like the long form video, but it said, my boyfriend got my sister and my best friend all pregnant at the same time. And I'm like, Irving? Like, you went to MacArthur, didn't you?
You did.
Yeah, I think you did. So, yeah, I remember you.
The Netflix of the doc interviewing people around and, like, her friends, and I was like, well, I didn't think that he did it before. I know the fact, like, he did it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
No, and I think that we all thought it from, and it made me forget that it was like 2001, 2002 when, like, Frosted Tips and shit were in their heyday.
Yeah. I can't believe it was so long ago because, like, he's been in jail for 20 years. That's fucking crazy, man. That's crazy pants.
Crazy. Oh, but yeah, I was just like, oh, I was watching it, and you watch it, and you're like, well, like, this age, right? It was a little bit, they were a little bit older than us, but it was like, kind of the people and the story, but then I never paid enough attention to get like the details. Like when they caught him, he had like 10 burner phones. He had his family's credit card. He had $15,000 in cash.
He had his brother's passport and driver's license.
And he was
right
there by the Mexico border, and it was like, yeah, buddy, you did it. Like,
yeah. And that's one thing that they really like tried to like drive home in the Netflix documentary was like the fact that, the law enforcement tried to make it seem like he was making a run for the border, but that's just where his family lives. Okay, that's a fair point. Except when he has someone else's passport, a shit ton of money, he's changed his appearance, and he's just taken the cops on a high-speed chase through the city.
What did you call him? Looking at, right?
What did I call him? I don't remember. Hold on.
That far, I can't go back in my text, or else I would. I know that I cackled when you sent it to me.
Oh, wait. Oh, what did I call him?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Okay, here it is. And feel bad for Amber Fry, for sure. I'm almost there. Okay. Great value brand smash mouth motherfucker. Oh.
Good. That was a good one.
I was happy about that one. And I thought you were talking about my great value Selena Gomez. Haley Bieber.
Everything is a great value.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like I used to, I follow this guy on YouTube. His name is David Pakman. It's where I get a lot of my like political news because he breaks it down in like layman's terms so like idiots like me can understand it. And I didn't realize that he had a little like correspondent dude that would like, God damn it, he would go out and do interviews for David Pakman that he could put on his show. And then his name is Luke Beasley, and he has started his own political podcast. And I stumbled upon it one day, and he was like, the format is very much like David Pakman. I was like, who in the fuck is this great value David Pakman? Everything is that's the knockoff. That's the standard.
Walmart is like great value, but you're still drinking regular shit.
So I shop at Walmart so I can drink the name brand soda.
Like, truth be told, like I fell down like the mental health like just crazy batshit like fucking Minecraft. It wasn't even like a hole.
Yeah.
And I was in the place where I was thinking.
I get into that too. Like, I just have no motivation to like do anything. I'm like, I don't want to be on camera. I don't want the world to see me right now. I'm not gonna contribute anything to the world right now. I will take from it.
I'm like, so. Yeah. Also,
what do we want to talk about next? What? Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
That's because your TV isn't hella loud.
The TV's not even on, girl.
What is that noise then?
I don't know, just the house, I guess. I don't know.
Tell your housemates to calm it down.
Housemates, y'all need to chill.
We're trying to make a podcast.
Trying to podcast over here. Y'all shut the fuck up.
Yes.
I think Steven just slammed his door. I hope he didn't think I was serious.
Of course you were.
Okay. Okay. What?
You just say we're not funny.
No, he said he knew that you weren't serious.
If he said we weren't funny, then he and I are fighting.
You guys are always fighting.
Eric.
Please stop the fighting. I simply can't take the fighting.
Oh my god. We'll save that later.
Okay.
So, have you heard? Okay, so Kevin, I wanted to share this with you today because it pissed me off to no end. Kevin was listening to some, I don't know, man sport podcast or something, radio state, whatever. Deshaun Watson. Who Deshaun Watson is?
Football player?
But
Yeah.
the Texans, he was accused by 25 plus for assault, and then he was like doing appropriate assault during like massages and stuff. And he settled. So like another one just came out like today, but he has settled out of court with 23 of 25 thus far. But Kevin is listening, and I have been like, fuck the patriarchy, and like in Kevin's ear about fuck the patriarchy for like the last, not that I'm not always like that, but like it's been pretty, like check your privilege with your, like your ball privilege, basically.
Ramped up. You're like, listen, your balls hang from my rearview mirror. Don't forget that.
I don't ever want him to know. Yeah.
The balls that hang from my rearview mirror.
Anyways, while Kevin was at work, he was telling me he was listening to the podcast show, whatever the fuck, and they were talking about Deshaun Watson. And somebody called in and they were like, can't we just, like give him a pass? And I was like, oh, fucking course. It's not like boys will be boys. Bullshit.
No, we don't do that.
And then we were walking last night around the neighborhood, and past home, but the one before that, I think I told you, there was a bunch of boys in our neighborhood. Rylan's and her friend were walking.
Oh, in the golf cart. Yeah.
Golf cart that we were on when I confronted said teenage boys, because that's what I'm going to do. And the guy was like, oh, that's a man. And I was like, well, first of all, like that one is my neighbor. So we were walking the dog yesterday, and he is like, that's a good looking dog. Like, yeah, thank you. Like, oh, he's a little one, isn't he? Like, yeah, he's like 5 months, and he's like, oh, he gonna be a big one, isn't he? And we're like, yeah, probably. But I was like, we're walking. I was like, he can't fucking sit with us. And I was like, why? I was like, telling him, he was like, okay. But I was like, for real. Like, he
Can't sit with us.
like it's
Such a mean girl you are.
oh my god.
Oh my god. Have you decorated for Halloween yet?
Basically, I decorated for fall. So I have some pumpkins out.
Okay. That's fair. We're full on Halloween. We're full on hocus pocus in this house.
You have to send pictures. We'll put it on the Instagram. No, I have like this starter kit for basic white bitch where I have like a few pumpkins. I have like the thankful sign. I have like the hello fall. And then I was standing in my dining room, and I was telling him, I was like, you look really good above like the dining room window. And he was like, what? Unimpressed with my bullshit, right? He's just, and I was like, some fall garden. And he was like, oh my gosh, that'd be so great. We should go to Home Goods. And I was like, I'm taking you like serious. He's like, it's not even fall yet. And I was like, this bitch don't give a fuck. It's like 58 in the morning. It's fall, y'all.
God, 58 already. What's the temperature right now?
83.
83 in Derby, Kansas.
If you would move here.
It was 83 at 6:15 this morning.
It was 54.
It was 54 at 6 this morning in Derby, Kansas. It's not fair.
My already long leg hair got a little bit longer because I was cold. I can say it. I've been married for 20 years. I don't have to put on no air.
Or shave your legs.
That's because I'm a beast and we have like a small shower, and this hoe is not standing up to shave in the shower, okay? It's not happening. I need to take like a bubble bath. I need to mow. Like, I need like some time.
Yeah.
Put it there. Plus, my leg hair is going like really like, I'll shave and then the next day I'll be long. And I'm like, the fuck. I'm gonna blame perimenopause. That's what I'm gonna blame.
Fucking perimenopause. Nobody asked for it. I don't want it. If it's going to get worse from here, I'm not here for it. Stop it. We're just not going to have a ring light today.
Give us a thumbs up in the comments if you have and you understand our struggles,
our plight
with sweat. Like, we're not even getting like sweat. I'm just hot. You know?
Yeah. I don't think anybody's in our live.
Like, nobody warned us. You know? I think that's enough to notice is that nobody warned me that I was gonna get like a long skin whiskers. Like, that's not. I feel like my mother.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't understand it. It's not fair.
I just thought that one day I was just not going to get my period and I was going to need to take hormones. I didn't realize that all this other bullshit was going to come along with it. Nobody warned me.
I know that it lasts a long time. I thought I was going to have to get my period, which obviously that's a yay, right? And I knew, like, I did not know this was they were like going to be to this level of like, what the fuck, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was getting them last night a lot, and it's just like get them periodically throughout the day. But like when I get like a wave of them, oh, I hate it. Oh, it's just like, God, Jesus, take the wheel.
Take the wheel. My doctor, whatever gynecologist, she told me to get black cohosh. That for my hot. Not to. Okay, so so I have now. Do you want to go? You watched all of those Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, right?
I didn't watch all of it. I just watched the episode 1.
Ma'am,
I'm sorry. I have a job.
I do too.
You work at home.
No. You said you're gonna hop up your ass in bed and you were gonna binge that shit. They're like 40. You did.
I know. I watched one and I fell asleep, and then when I woke up, it was time for me to do stuff. So I have not. I've watched one episode.
Well, basically all of it. So Mom Talk is, if you guys have been living under a rock, there was a new series that came out on Hulu, and it's called The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which, honestly, I don't think that it's that secret because they put
everybody knows about it.
Well, they put all their shit on TikTok anyways. So it's not really a secret, but it was like, so it's this group of like 20, like maybe one of them's like 30, 32 if they're lucky and under. And it's not like they're not organic friends. It's not like they had a mom group and they started making these TikToks together.
Yeah.
It was that like one or two of them, there was like originally 4, and then they started adding like more and more girls. And I think there's like 8 of them, but they're all like very privileged. Like one of them, I think her husband's like a distant cousin or short cousin of Ben Affleck. And he is an asshole, privileged ass. Like, that's why I want you to watch all of it, because he's such a fucking asshole. Like, he treats his wife like shit. I know you're surprised. It's a Mormon man treating his wife like shit.
Shock me.
And like, it's kind of like, they're kind of split, and they have coined it like the sinners and the saints, where you have like the devout Mormon group, but then it's like, because that one girl that's saying like she's super into the church is like drinking, saying fuck as much as I do.
And that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. And it's like, are you really that in church involved? And then you have like the one that she came out about the whole swinging thing.
Mhm.
And then her boyfriend's just there for the clout, but he knocked her up. So he's like, cool, I get money from now on. So
Yeah.
it's crazy. And you're like, why am I watching this? But then you're like, I know why I'm watching this because I also make TikToks and I'm a mom. But I've also seen where now, like, especially the group of moms that I'm like in a TikTok group with, they are like a Facebook group that we support each other on TikTok. They're like, let's just take mom talk. Like, they're not the only moms on TikTok. Some of them are like, I've been using like mom talk for years and years until these bitches came around.
Right. Like just because you're all rich with your Botox and your filler.
That part and all your extensions.
Yeah.
So
There's this influencer, her name is Jane, and I can't remember what her last name is, but she like makes fun of like Utah moms and like she's absolutely Mormon. I promise you she's Mormon because like all the symptoms are there. First of all, blonde, shit ton of kids, big ass house,
tick.
Husband owns his own business.
Tick, tick. I'm just going to give him 2 for that one.
She and she's got a giant picture of Jesus petting a lamb.
Petting a lamb? I think
Yeah.
But do they have that or do they have like, was it Jesus or is it Joseph Smith?
It's Jesus. Like, because they do worship Jesus, but Joseph Smith was their prophet.
Yeah.
So like, and that's what like there's another girl on, and she actually like is the more like an activist against the Mormon church.
Yeah.
And she was telling me, she was just like, she talks about Mormon face, about like why they all kind of look like each other. It's because they're inbred. So it's because they all like Mormons typically marry Mormons, and so like the gene pools
and the shit. Yeah. We see that even with Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, where 2 of them, they're like not immediate cousins, they're like second or a third cousin.
Yeah.
Or they're like, she was married to my cousin, but she's also my cousin, but they're not like close, like they're not kissing cousins.
Yeah.
So to speak. Yeah.
Exactly.
Or
you see, because then you have your cousins, and then you have your first cousins, and then you have your second cousins.
And then you have your kissing cousins.
Yeah. I'm not kissing any of my cousins.
No.
Not even the lesbian.
No. One of my cousins, when we were younger, he looked like Brad Pitt. Like a young Brad Pitt.
Well, okay.
But he was like cool as fuck. And he was like my grandparent. He was also like where his father was not he didn't have a relationship with my other like 400 cousins on my mom's side. So it was like us, the misfits, like sitting in his car at the funeral smoking because we didn't fucking know anybody. Yeah.
Oh, so anyway, like I was saying about this this Mormon influencer, she is like an activist against the Mormon church, and she said like there's the different like symptoms or like trademark tells, or you can tell that somebody is a Mormon. And one of the things was somewhere in their house, actually probably in multiple places in their house, there are giant pictures of Jesus. And it's usually Jesus under a rainbow, or Jesus petting a lamb, or Jesus, or like the whole like footprint scenario where you see Jesus carrying someone and then there's only one set of footprints. And it's, and so like she doesn't show like the funny girl Jane that I was talking about that makes fun of Utah moms. She doesn't talk about like Mormonism or anything like that, but all the symptoms are there.
You said she's got the giant picture of him. I need
petting a lamb.
So they all probably just shop at Mardell's. So probably that's what's happening. They all go to Mardell's.
They shop at the Bible outlet.
They were like, Bitsy had this beautiful picture, and Jesus was sitting under. And I'm a Christian, so don't come for me. But Jesus was sitting under a rainbow, and he had the most beautiful lamb with him. I just find it so funny that they. Like Joseph Smith as their prophet. Like he's the only man since probably in like the last 2,000 years. And of course it's a man that God has spoken to.
Yeah, of course it is.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I also think that it's hysterical that like thousands, millions probably of people around the world like follow Mormonism and they believe that Jesus is going to come back to America. I'm like, would you come back if you were? I wouldn't. Let that fucker burn.
No, because I don't think I think if we lived elsewhere, we would probably have not quite the same shit show, but some sort of shit show. Like, I have been in like Canadian mom Facebook groups, and it's just as much of like a shit show. And they do say A, even when they're typing. Like, A.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Way to perpetuate the stereotype, Canada. I knew I could count on you.
One of them threw a baby shower for herself because she got a new cat. It wasn't me.
So, so what is with that extraness? I mean, honestly,
I know. Yeah,
if you want to be proud of being a pet parent, great. Don't involve me in your nonsense.
Don't invite me to your bullshit. But we had neighbors in Keller. They threw birthday parties for their dog and invited like dog. They didn't invite my dog.
I think you're the one that they were snubbing with that one.
I went over there anyway.
She did.
I did.
That sounds like I'm remembering. I don't know where the party is. Fuck that. We'll go. I'll find out where it is.
It was next door. The door was open. I just wanted it.
Like, I didn't need directions or anything.
Yeah.
It just walked in.
In my defense, they were talking to me through the fence. I'm like a dog. If you talk to me, obviously you want to pay attention to me. That's how I.
That's an invitation. Yeah. A vampire would see that as an invitation.
I'm coming to your house. I'm making food. And then I'm going to tell you, like, we're going to get weirdly personal, is what's happening.
Your little Amy.
Yeah.
Ever tell you about little Amy?
No, tell me all about little Amy.
Okay, so little Amy lived next door to us when I was growing up. But see, the fucked up thing is, we lived there first. So why do I get to be Big Amy? Just thank you. Thank you.
You're OG Amy.
Thank you. If anything.
Hold on. What were the age differences?
She was much younger than me, which is the reason why. So in order to differentiate, but still, when I grew up, you know, I never had problems with boys, but I was always the bigger girl. You know, I developed very early. I was always a big girl, still a big girl now. And so like it like hit me in like a personal place, and I wasn't mad about Amy. I wasn't mad
at the big part.
It was the big part. Yeah. It was, I wasn't mad at little Amy because of it, but it's still like that whole like, but to this day, she's still little Amy. As far as my neighbors are concerned, yeah. And I'm just like, she lives in fucking France. She's an au pair in France.
Oh,
and
Amy, don't we?
And we hate little Amy now. But the thing is, she would wander into our house like uninvited.
She'd walk right in.
It was the 90s.
Basically same.
It was the 90s in Bedford, Texas. So yeah, like, but it's just like, it was just like I'd walk out of my bedroom and then there's Amy just standing there.
No,
I'm like,
that's not Amy. That's little Amy.
Little Amy, go home. Little Amy, go home.
Little Amy, big Amy wants you to go home. Little Amy.
Yeah.
Well, that's like my dad and my brother. My dad is 5'10". My brother is like 6'4". But my brother is Little Joe. My dad's Big Joe.
Okay, well, still.
Yeah.
It's different.
I told the kids the other day that, and they were like, but they're like, but Uncle Joe's bigger than Grandpa in height. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, they're both like big. And I was like, yes, they are both big.
Yeah. Life doesn't make sense all the time.
No. Doesn't always happen. So.
Yeah.
So did I tell you, speaking of my dysfunctional ass family, I told you my mother was in town last week, right?
You did.
Her broom broke down in Oklahoma.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
had to get that thing rewired.
She had to get it like restrung. She had to get some new bristles and stuff. Yeah.
Those things wear out, you know.
They do. Yeah, you use them too much.
It fucks up your steering. You
Yeah.
can't go straight.
No, you're not getting any of the dust particles either. It's kind of a bathing out.
Yeah.
Valid. But so my father calls me. Gosh.
Oh, your father.
Yeah. So, well, like I have not talked to him since like the day before his birthday, really on the phone, other than for him to call and see how like Micah's first day of school was. And he has texted me recently, and it was to the tune of, "Who was that country singer girl y'all went to school with in Garland?" And I was like, "Leanne Rimes." Okay, thanks. I'm like, well, that's the most fucking random thing. So he called me earlier this week, and he was like, "Dear, your mother was in town." And I was like, "Yeah, Joe told me he had to go rescue her in Oklahoma." And I was like, "Yeah, I heard." That was his. That was like, yeah.
Finally, something me and your dad can agree on.
Yeah.
I concur, Joe.
Yeah. And then he goes, "Well, did you see her?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "I wish y'all just bury the hatchet, but not each other." I was like, I want to be like, "Daddy, are you high? Are you high?" But he called to invite us to a car show. That was the whole purpose. "Well, I got a car show at the old Vickers gas station. Taking the 56. Okay." He was like, "I'd love to see y'all." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So we're going to a car show for 15 minutes on Saturday.
So it's like, is that like his grand gesture of like making an attempt?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. So
yeah.
But yeah.
Well, 15 minutes. It's something.
yeah. Well, we're gonna take the dog because he is absolutely batshit crazy, and he'll lose his shit in public. So it'll be like, "Oh, we gotta go." Like,
If that's the equivalent of intentionally not giving your kids a nap before you leave.
Full facts, yeah. He loves people, and he is everything that like a husky video is. Like, he is a slinger. We took him to the vet to get his nails trimmed, and they put us like in a room, and then they take him to go trim his nails like in the back like clinic area, and we can hear him screaming like through the walls. Yeah.
Oh my God.
We had to rush him to the vet on Saturday or last Thursday, because he had thrown up at like 1 a.m. and it's dark, so Kevin didn't see what had come out. So I go take him out, and there was like a fucking sock that he'd thrown up. Yeah. So
A whole sock?
A whole sock thrown up. He's already shit out 2 socks whole, 3 socks completely whole. Okay. But he throws up, and then he throws up in our bed, that little mouth motherfucker. He throws up in our bed.
Oh,
in the morning. And then I'm on a conference call, and I turn around, and he throws up like what looks like all of the food he has eaten in a week. Like, it's just so much vomit, dog vomit. And then he's like coughing. So he's like, "Ew." And I took a video because Kevin's like, "I'm sure he's fine." So I took a video of him coughing, and Kevin's like, "Shit." And I was like, "Yeah." So they go and they do like a radiograph, and they're like, "Well, it looks like he has like soft tissue or cloth in his intestine. We're going to give him barium. We're going to see if he passes it, bring him back the next day." So they give him the barium, whatever. He's lethargic as fuck at this point, which for that dog, he is on crack 97. I think he does meth when we're not looking. That's how energetic he is. So we take him out to go potty. He shits another sock. He shits a hair tie. And he shits a string to a hoodie. And I was like, "Do you have anything else in there, Walgreens? Anything else?"
Babe. He can't hear me. He's got his headphones on. There, Rick. No, he can't hear me.
You'll have to tell him later. Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to tell him how our dog isn't the worst.
No. No. But I was like,
this right here is Winston's favorite snack.
"Oh, now it is besides socks." If you guys started picking up your socks and stuff.
Socks. Well, I have.
Rick.
Socks and scrunchies.
V.
And dish towels. I can't I can't hang my dish towels on like my oven.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't hang it on my oven handle anymore because he'll rip it off and then it's in shambles. It's just in strings.
Yeah, he can reach like a little bit over the counter now. And Kevin was getting chicken ready to make it the other day, and he was doing something. So he left it on the stove. And like, you know how you have like the triangle of efficiency in your kitchen where it's like, here's the sink, but here's the fridge, and here's like the oven. So he's at the sink, and he hears the fucking dog had gotten like a chicken, like a thing of chicken.
No.
Luckily, he'd gotten it out of his mouth before he could ingest any of it. And he was like, dude, we just fucking went to the goddamn vet. Can you calm down?
Oh my God. One time my mom had this dog named Casey. He was a golden lab. Mm-hmm. He was a great dog, dumb as a box of rocks, but so sweet. And my mom had taken this roast beef, roast out of the oven, and it was on the counter cooling, but he was so big that he could reach it, and he got it, all of it. He ate the whole thing, like a 3.5 pound roast. He ate the whole thing.
He was visibly full.
Yeah. So my mom was so pissed at him and he had made a big mess too. So she locked him in the laundry room while she cleaned up. Well, then she had to go run an errand and she forgot that he was in there. And while he was in there, that roast beef decided it didn't like his stomach very much. And he shit all over that laundry room. And here's the saddest part. You could tell that he was trying to get out because he clawed the door frame to shit all the way to the drywall. Yeah, obviously we felt bad for him. Yeah. But yeah, my mom, she felt appropriately bad. She should have, but she learned her lesson. Don't put a roast you got to put it in the middle of the island. You can't put it on the edge because the dog will get it.
My friend Kathy, she had chicken thawing out on her island in the middle, and she got like a giant pit. He's huge. Mm-hmm. We was having to like be walking the dog, and they're outside, so we were there talking, and she comes out. She was like, Titan ate all of that fucking raw chicken, and we were like, it's fine. Like dogs, like they hunt. It's okay. Like they eat girls. It's okay. And I was like, so I texted her. I was like, yeah, Brev tried to pull like a Titan. And she was like, did you get it out of it? I was like, yeah. She was like, Titan had diarrhea for 3 days. My brother used to have a lab Rottweiler named Lucky. And it was right.
I don't like where this is going.
But we were living with my mother at the time. And she was making like a cheesecake, like a 4-tier cheesecake for her friend's wedding. Mm-hmm. She had left it like, I think on the counter or something. She'd gone to work. Lucky ate the 4-tier cheesecake. Perfectly fine.
Rottweilers like garbage disposals though.
Made the 4-tier cheesecake. What is he taking a shit doing?
He's playing Fortnite. I don't know. He and his friends, they talk about some fucked up shit sometimes.
I just heard something. I was taking a shit and something.
Yeah.
Eric, we're doing a podcast. For those of you not watching this TikTok live, we're trying to listen to what Amy's man's is saying.
He's talking to his friends on Fortnite, and apparently
you kids in your Fortnite.
Yeah.
Apparently what?
Apparently, I don't know, something about outside taking a shit outside of a window. I don't know.
Awesome.
They talk about some weird shit sometimes.
Yeah.
Outside of windows.
I have a shitting outside story when we're done. But as I was saying, before Eric started shitting on a window, she put the 4-tier cheesecake wedding cake on top of the fridge. So you know how high, like a standard. He got it down and ate it. Again. Yeah.
And he was still fine?
Fucking perfectly fine. This dog got hit by a car, went off into the woods in Oklahoma for like 2 days, reappeared and was like, let's go, motherfuckers.
This time,
But he was
where
my
y'all
brother.
been?
He was my brother's dog. We used to joke that they shared a brain. So if like the dog seemed especially intelligent that day, we're like, oh, lucky has the brain today.
And I'm sorry, who the fuck has cheesecake at their wedding?
Some white trash broad that was getting married in a church that was a double wide. Because
I want me a turtle cheesecake in my wedding.
Kevin would be like, I'm down
Well.
for a fucking wedding cheesecake. Speaking of weddings,
Well,
obviously.
look at the material.
True story. But so, because like when he and I got married, she tried to get us to have a wedding ceremony and said like, and it was like not even a double wide, it was like a portable building. Like what movie it is. Yeah.
You were in Science 409.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Hang on, guys. I got to do my social studies homework and then we can get a pitch. So, yeah. That
You
was
flip
that.
the blackboard over and there's
Yeah.
like your like a cross and you just
Like a
stick, you just
his risen sign on
you put a stick of Velcro cross to the front of the lectern.
Don't smite me. Okay. All
Hey,
good
God-
fun. No,
God has
I
a
know
sense
you're
of humor.
You know this mouth, God. You made it.
Yeah, seriously.
Sorry. I didn't
God
say it.
created people like us to entertain him.
Yeah. He's
We
like,
are-
"Those fucking idiots."
This is like we're like Colin Jost and Michael Che on his own little
Yeah.
personal version of Saturday Night Live. He
Until
gets a
he
kick
goes
out of
like
it.
Bruce Almighty, he starts puppet mastering us, and we start fucking like doing a jig or something.
It happens.
We go full Beetlejuice or something. Or we're like, "Doo, doo."
Have you seen the new Beetlejuice?
No, I want to.
It's good.
It was. When did you
Yeah,
guys?
I took V on opening night on
Oh,
the
nice.
Friday that it opened. Yeah. You know
Yeah.
what? The movie experience, you know how like everything is like super expensive.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about in general. But I can't speak for anywhere else. But since the pandemic, going to a movie is a far more pleasant experience because at least where we go, it's cheaper than it used to be. Nobody goes to the movie anymore, so there's not very many people there. And they've got like the comfy ass seats and everything now. And it's just like, I just enjoy going to the movie a lot more than I used to.
Well, Dorothy, you are not in Kansas anymore. It is. Kevin and I went to go see Deadpool. Caveat: we saw Deadpool in IMAX opening night.
Mm-hmm.
We did not. It was so here. You know how like in DFW and like most metropolises, most of the theaters are now like recliner seats.
Yeah.
These were not recliner seats. Like even they're most of them like it's very. There's like a 21 and up theater part of like the Regal Theater that is recliner seats, which is nice to go because you don't have to worry about somebody's kids screaming, which is
That's nice. Yeah.
But we went down to we went like across, like we had to go way the fuck across town, and like where it was kind of like hood light, and there was not, it wasn't. I did run into like one of my middle school ex-boyfriends, which like he picked in middle school. So, but if you're listening,
Didn't they all?
yeah, they really, but so did I, so I can't say anything. But then we took the kids to see it at the AMC in town. Those had recliner seats. But when we went IMAX, it was like $40 for the ticket. And then we took the boys for a matinee. It was like $50 for all four of us. It's still back, and a lot of times when it's like a Friday night, it's back to like almost that $20 here anyway.
Wow.
Caliber ticket.
Yeah, we went on because I went with V on Friday night, and I think the tickets were were $28.50
That's not bad.
for no. And
Yeah.
then we went to see Deadpool the next night, and it was so funny because I bought the tickets. We went to Harkins,
Mhm.
and I bought the tickets online, and we Eric and I went to Deadpool on Saturday, and we were in the same theater and sat in the same seats
Oh, that's
that V
funny.
and I were in the night
Yeah.
before.
That's funny.
Yeah,
No.
it was like $28.50 And then like popcorn, like they have like this, you get an extra large popcorn, 2 large drinks, and a candy for $25.
Oh wow.
So it was much cheaper than it has been for sure.
See, all four of us got the smaller bottle of water, a small popcorn, and it was $60. Maybe it's because of AMC.
That's gotta be
why.
it.
Yeah.
Because AMC is more expensive here.
Well, we only have AMC and we only have Regal here. We only have
okay.
like maybe 3 or 4 theaters here total in like all of the metropolitan, like Wichita area, but we also only have like 350,000 people in the whole area too.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're a huge area. So,
There's like 7 million here.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So we have like a fucking tenth of what you have,
yeah.
basically. Okay. So we talked mom talk. We talked Deshaun Watson.